2 years ago, I was building my company and every single thing was going great. We had just come through a period of extreme difficulty and we were happy. We could finally rest. We were on cruise control. My investors were happy with me. The teammates were all excited, finally in a safe space. Plus, we were growing 100% month on month, and so we were in a good place. But at that time, a mentor asked me to read the book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things. And something about that even pissed me off because I felt I'm finally resting and you want me to remember what hard things feels like.
You're an up. You're clearly an up.
But I never refused a book offer, so I read the book. That experience was preparing me for a period of extreme difficulty, something I absolutely was not prepared for. But I'm glad I read that book. Not for the reasons you would expect, because the company still failed. But I survived, and everything about me survived in that company. I didn't lose myself in that process. So today we're going to be talking about how to suffer and how to go through hard things. We'll be doing that while I prepare my lunch. Start with boiled eggs, because I have to eat eggs. So, while the egg is boiling, let me read this poem to you. I'll never forget the utter lostness, the taste of ashes, the poison I've swallowed. I remember it all so well, I remember. The feeling of hitting the bottom. But there's one other thing I remember. And in remembering, I keep a firm grip on hope. While life is heavy and hard to take, I go off by myself. I enter the silence. I bow in prayer. I don't ask questions. I wait for hope to appear. Don't run from trouble. Take its full force. The worst is never the worst. I read that to you because one word in that scripture was repeated twice, and that word is hope. I see hope like a shot of morphine. For instance, a patient in the hospital who's just done surgery is typically prescribed different doses of morphine, and they're giving you morphine not to get you out of the hospital, not to heal you, but to ensure that you're able to go through the pain without feeling the weight and the intensity of what that pain is meant to do to you. That's what hope does. Hope does not get you out of your situation. Hope does not change your life. Hope ensures that you get through it, you go through it, that you don't die there, that you're not stuck there. This is what hope is, and this is how I choose to see hope. So when you're going through hard things, the biggest solution that I've seen, the antidote, the lifeline, is hope. Let's talk about how to hope well. The first thing you need to know about hoping well is knowing when you don't have hope. Because when you don't know when you don't have hope, you take every situation as who you are. You prescribe yourself based on the situation that you're in. For instance, you're in a situation where things are not going well and you're just tired, you're hopeless, so you're not working, you're not functioning in the way that you're supposed to. Instead of you knowing that in this moment, I am hopeless and that's why I'm acting this way, you all of a sudden prescribe yourself and say, I am lazy, I am not ambitious, this is what is wrong with me. That's a lie. You just don't have hope. Hopelessness brings out a side of you that you have never seen, and that's why you need to always stand on hope. Have you ever seen a founder whose company is running very low on runway and is literally working on thin ice? These founders are literally on their pressure. They are doing their most to deliver. They are working hard. They are pushing and doing everything. Why? Because they have to get through it. That's their hope. They have hope that they must get through it. So they would speak to investors. They would look for the client that would pay so that salaries are not owed that month, because they have hope. They don't want the company to die. This is what hope does to you. Hope ensures that you keep pushing. So when you find yourself in a situation where you're acting counter behavior, don't prescribe and say this is who I am, because I put it to you that in that moment you don't have hope. So the first thing is knowing when hope is missing and calling for hope. I've met different types of people going through difficulty. Some people hope in their family, in their background. Some people hope in money. Some people hope in their hard work. Other people hope in God. And in this period of difficulty while I was building my company, that is what I learned, that I could work hard, but it never ends in hard work. And even with all your resilience, you find that it's not enough. And so you're adding vices and other things to get you through life. This is what I've come to find out. Hoping in God is enough. Hoping in God proves true and doesn't allow you need any other thing. Hoping in God is all. It's the final equation. But when you hope in your parents and your parents disappoint you, you go and hope in another person and that person disappoints you. You will hope in money. Money will disappoint you because money will run away from you. Then you hope in every single thing but the one sure thing. You see, there's a scripture that talks about the people who build their house on the rock and others who build their house on sand. The thing is, no matter where you build, storms will come, you'll go through hard times, but The people who survive hard times are people who build their house on the rock. So I built my house on the rock, and what that means is I hope in God. I hope that God will get me out of every situation. It might not be the way I want to get out of it, but He will get me out. And it has worked for me. So you now want to administer a shot of hope. So you've gone through the darkness of not knowing that you're hopeless. And now you know, oh shoot, I don't have hope. I want to have hope in something. I'm choosing to have hope in this, hopefully God. Now you're in the point where you need to give yourself that hope. So how do you administer hope in a season of difficulty? Remember. That's the answer. To remember that when you've gone through similar times, somebody brought you out, and that somebody was God. God brought you through difficulty. God ensured that you came out of it alive. You've gone through things that are harder than this. You've gone through things that you thought would end you, but you survived it. How? Because God brought you out of it. God brought you out of that difficulty. So to administer hope like morphine is to remember. It's to go through a period of remembering, writing down. I remember that God saved me from this. I remember that God saved me from that. I remember that in this situation when I thought my life was over, God came through and everything worked together for my good. That's how you administer hope. And you see, like morphine, in that moment, you might not see the results, you don't see the effect, but you all of a sudden realize that something is changing. And that's the next point, when you look out for the effects of the hope you have administered to yourself. Because remember that in point one, you were hopeless, so you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. You were depressed, you were tired. But now that you have given yourself a shot of hope, something is supposed to change. So this is where you look for what the changes are. You begin to find out that things are changing. You who couldn't get out of bed before now is answering calls and going to the kitchen to get breakfast. You're now all of a sudden interested in going out. Those are the effects of hope. Someone who in the hospital could not speak because of the gravity of pain they were going through is now able to welcome friends into their room. In fact, they're now even laughing and cracking jokes. Why? Because they've had morphine and you've had hope. So now things are changing. This is where you look out for what hope does to you, so that you're also able to remember the next time difficulty comes. Now you've taken your shot of hope. You've seen the results. What do you do next? Rest. You see, this point is very difficult for people who like to work and work out. People who are activity driven. You want to do everything till you see the end of the results. But guess what? In this period, this is when you realize that you've done all you can do. You've hoped in God and handed over the situation. This is the time to rest. And you're not resting by just being idle. Rest means doing anything from a place of calm, from a place of ease. You're not doing anything from anxiety. You're not scared that you're going to be exposed. You're not scared that everything is not going to work out. You're now assured. You're now standing firm in hope, such that I might not see it like this. It might not look like daytime has come, but I choose to believe. There's something that a wise man once said in his song, and he said, even if you're not ready for the day, it will not always be night. Yay, that is it. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Rest. You will come out of this situation. Be assured, be guaranteed you will not die there. Like I quoted in my last video, it's called going through it. You're not going to get stuck there. You're not going to die. You're going to survive. Why? Because hope is what ensures that you're not stuck. Hope is what ensures that you're not dealing with the remains of the difficulty. Hope is what ensures that you're light on your feet and you're ready to move. Now, I hope I've been able to help you see why hope is important and why you need to diagnose yourself immediately. Instead of all of a sudden calling yourself names because of a difficulty you're going through, say, this is a season of hopelessness and I need to have hope. Remind yourself to hope. Dare to hope. Remember to hope. Keep a firm grip of hope. This is literally how do you keep a firm grip of something? I'm looking for something to show you how to hold. Hold hope tight to your chest, because that's the only thing that can potentially get you out of any situation. And the thing about hope is that hope can fail you, because hope is not the problem, it's what you choose to hope in. So if you hope in somebody or something that does not stand the test of time, you will be disappointed. And trust me when I say disappointment plus hopelessness is not cute. So choose to hope in what will stand the test of time. Choose to hope in the trustworthy God who has said that He's an ever-present help in time of trouble. Ever present, ever present. He's constant, He's unshaken, He's never changing. Okay? Trust in God. That is the summary of this video. Trust in God. He is an ever-present help. He will not leave you by yourself. I assure you, I guarantee you that you're not going to go through this thing alone. Just hope in God. Tell God, I will not die in this situation. So I'm not this dramatic. I don't know what's happening. I recorded the first video and I was more solemn. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. I hope you choose to hope today. I hope you don't allow difficulty to get the best of you. I hope that as you have chosen to believe and hope that you will come out of the situation, that indeed you will come out and you will not be stuck in this place. Till next week.